Hi Modern Parenting, I am Audrey Pastelero and welcome to my home. I am a mom of 3 and also an entrepreneur. So I have Theo, who is 5, Andrew, who is 2, and Joaquin, who is 7 months. Aside from all of this, I also have a couple of businesses like Momzilla, Milk Easy, which is a breastfeeding line, Boo Boo Proof, which is a streamlined toy brand. I also have a couple local brands like Tropicali and Fun Nest, and my newest baby from all of my businesses is Bamboo, which is a biodegradable diaper brand. And of course, as you can see, in line with nature, I love plants. I'm surrounded by plants everywhere, and it brings a lot of life into my home and a lot of oxygen too. So our schedule here at home is really erratic since I do have, a 7-month-old, which still feels like a newborn until now because I still feed him throughout the night. And then sometimes Sandra or Theo, they still transfer to my bed, so I still wake up a lot. Ideally, I get up with all of them around 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. That's ideally. We get up in the morning, we do a little bit of play. The kids have a little bit of breakfast. And then we get dressed, do all our hygiene things, and then they're off. Of course, before we leave, we always gargle with Orahex. Actually, I've been using it for a really long time now. I'm always concerned about my oral hygiene in my throat. So when we go out, even before the pandemic, you'd always have to protect yourself from germs and whatever's out there. And my ENT, ever since before, would always recommend it because I used to use something that would make my tongue kind of burn and I'd lose my taste buds. But with Orahex, it doesn't have alcohol, so it's not so stingy that it's even gentle enough for the kids. Theo loves it. He calls it his minty gargle wash. One staple here at home is hygiene. That's hand hygiene, oral hygiene, everything. So they're so used to it already. He knows that in his backpack, when I send Theo off to school, there's extra masks and he checks for it, his hand sanitizer. So when Theo's off to school, I'm at home. Well, actually, even before the pandemic, I've always been work from home. So I'm really used to this whole setup. I spend as much time as I can with the kids, and at the same time, I have to juggle my work. It's challenging, but it's also very fulfilling that I get to do it with them at home. We do a lot of gardening outside, so my break time is I like to tend to my plants outside in the garden. So usually in the afternoons, the boys are napping, and that is my ultimate time to work finally. And then when they finally wake up and then Theo comes home, we start getting ready with our evening routine, and they help me sometimes prepare the table, and we prepare dinner, and I try my best to feed them with the healthiest food as possible. I am not always successful, but we do what works. So after dinner, we send the kids to take a bath, and then after taking a bath, we all do our brushing of the teeth and everything together because I always want to make sure that they're doing it right. My mom raised me to always brush my teeth and fix my oral hygiene properly, so I do pass that down to my children because it's so important. Our bedtime routine continues with prayers and gratefulness, and then we read a book. So everyone gets to pick one book that they like the most, and then they all go to bed. So the kids all go to their own room to go to sleep, and then after that's when Carlo and I have our time together, so we get to chat and talk about our day, and then Netflix and chill. As a mom, the most important thing for me, of course, is the well-being and the happiness of my children and my home. Living in 2022 with information at our fingertips, we are so lucky that we can actually find everything that we need out from the internet. But even with really extensive research, it's really important that everything I do with my kids is backed by research and with professional opinions. So even if I am guilty of making a lot of decisions on Dr. Google, when it comes to health, I always consult with my pedia or our doctors. So always trust your doctors. Thank you so much for visiting me today in my home. This is Audrey Pastelero, and I am signing out of Modern Parenting because I have to go pump now.